This is the first official recording for this Iron Butt BunBurner 1500 Silver attempt. I'm currently in Lawndale because I want this ride to officially be certificated and start in Lawndale, and it's currently 9:33 p.m. and as soon as I put some gas in this bike, the adventure begins, and we're going to get started. I'm using this to just kind of document for fun this entire process, because I've never actually done this with step by step, and I think it'd be pretty fun to share some part of this experience. So I will be only recording at stops, and because this is not a frantic run like I did back in June of 2024, I will actually take the time and talk about where I am and what I'm doing. So currently it's about 60 something degrees, and it's only going to get colder from here. This is the stop that officially kicks off everything. My next stop after this will be in Barstow, right before I take the giant stretch from Barstow to Needles to avoid Essex. And one of the things is Essex is the one pitfall gas station that people end up getting screwed over if they don't fill up in either Barstow or Needles, or if they don't have a motorcycle with a gas tank that's capable of doing more than 140 miles. So fortunately I don't have that problem, so we're going to be fine. But it's time to get to work, and I will catch up with you all in lovely Barstow at about probably close to about 11:45 at this point. Barstow, California here. It's about 11:52 right now, and I just filled up, and next stop is going to be Needles, California. So we're looking at about another 148 miles. This was a nice warm-up start, about 120 to get here. I'm at a Flying J, and this is a particular gas station that I use quite frequently, because right across the street is a Panera that I like to stop at. So this is a very well-known stop for me, and just going to go use the facilities and then get back on the road again. This is probably going to be one of the longest willful stretches that I'm going to have to make because of the lack of services in between these two stops. This is probably the worst part of I-40, the absolute beginning of it. So, you know, I-40 begins at Barstow and ends somewhere in some nondescript cul-de-sac in North Carolina. I actually know this because I've been at the absolute end of I-40 out there. But anyway, right now it's pretty quiet, not much going on except trucks. It's been very peaceful. I have to switch gloves now to my more insulated type, and also temperatures are fluctuating. It's been as low as 54, and it's been as high as about 68, and I am currently wearing my heated stuff, and it is on, because you'd be surprised. Wind chill factor is a thing, and even in the 60s, you know, when you're traveling at about 70 to 75 miles an hour, it still feels like it's, you know, 50s, upper 40s, you know, because of the wind chill factor. So yeah, I mean, aside from that, things going smoothly as expected right now, and we're just going to continue on the road, and I will see you in Needles. All right, 2:34 a.m. I am currently in Needles, and I will say that avoiding Essex helped with the gas prices, but it's still pretty expensive here. Supreme for gas was $6.48 a gallon here at the Chevron, but I'm very glad that I ran into this Chevron, because while I was riding with my heated gear on, I started smelling burning, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? Is something shorting? And I also noticed that the lights on my dual heating controller for my gerbing were started flashing red and then shutting off. So I did a little bit of research when I parked here, and it turns out that it does have some issues communicating with the BMW power system, which was one problem. But the other problem I had was that because this gear was old and I'm using cords from over a decade ago, it turns out that all the time in storage kind of dried out the cables, and it turned out that I had an exposed wire. And so I ended up going in because I needed to use the bathroom. But you can see here how this is a lot of electrical tape. The attendant inside, his name is Jay, nice guy. I asked politely, I said, hey, do you happen to have any electrical tape because I have exposed wires? He goes in, and it's turning out that I have to be very careful about this section here, but it is basically on its way out. And this right here should insulate the wire enough to buy me enough time to be able to at least get through Flagstaff, because that's the point that I need this to be working at its fullest. But the good news is that nothing else is melting or shorting out, but it does turn out that this extension cord with the coil cracking, and I had basically exposed wire, and that was what I was smelling. It was actually melting into itself. Nothing else on me is damaged, which is good, but yeah, that wasn't cool. So it looks like my next destination here is going to be I'm going to be riding toward Flagstaff, and also I'm bracing for a severe temperature drop at this point. In terms of my distance from Flagstaff, it currently puts me at approximately where am I here? 211 miles. So I will be stopping a bit before Flagstaff. That should give me enough time to be able to gear up and change a few things to make sure that I'm completely covered going in. But I am about, at this point, 3 hours from Flagstaff, which puts me at about 6 a.m. So the good news is, at least the sun will be out, which means that temps will probably start inching toward 40 degrees rather than 30. But I'm making good time right now. This little snafu just cost me maybe about 10 minutes. But, you know, this isn't, this is a marathon, this isn't a sprint. And obviously, the adventure, it's always about thinking on your feet, especially when you're doing runs like this, because I'll tell you, one of the things that I forgot to pack with me was effing electrical tape. I have mailing tape, but I don't have electrical. So I have a feeling that when I'm stopped somewhere, I may have to grab some from probably a Lowe's or a Home Depot when I'm in town, probably in Centennial when I get there. But at this point, let's see if this wire holds on, and I should be okay, and I'm not going to smell anything else roasting on my system, and we'll go from there. Of course, there has to be like one random thing that has to happen, right? So this is the one random thing right now at 2:30 in the morning on a Thursday. But then again, this is a weird Thursday because I shouldn't be doing this at 2:30 in the morning. But who says it's not okay? Anyway, see you all in about, I'm going to say about 120, 130 miles. Good morning. Made it to sunrise. It's 5:15 a.m. and I am in Seligman, Arizona, facing I-40 east, approximately 75 miles from Flagstaff. As expected, it is cold. It's about 41 degrees out here. I know my jacket's open. There's a reason behind that. So if you remember from what happened in Needles, I had that wire go bad, and right now I have it in my drink pocket right now, but this thing is fucked. It's done, and it shorted out. And so I was actually worried at first that I was not going to have my jacket liner working going into this part of Arizona, but it actually turns out that it's just the
we're going to be on break for a minute, so I wanted to make sure you got it.
Thank you kindly. I was able to print it from the
oh, you were?
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So it all worked out. Thank you. Right. Anyway, nice people on the road here. I'm 2 for 2 right now. Anyway, so it turns out that this stuff was messed up, but my jacket liner's fine. It's the wire that went to shit. So the problem is the good news is it works. I actually stopped. I was freezing. Temperatures had dropped to like 44 degrees. I stopped in Kingman at a gas station I'd been at before, actually back in March, and I decided, you know what, let's see what happens if I plug in the jacket directly into the controller, and it actually worked. And I've been running with an operational heated liner since then. The only caveat though is that since it's only my jacket liner, my fingers are still freezing because it's cold enough that my heated grips are kind of useless. So we're at that point right now. At this time, I'm gonna just take a quick break here, eat a snack, and I think my goal is just going to I'm gonna blast past Flagstaff, and then the next stop I make will be breakfast, like an actual breakfast, not just snacks. But so far I'm okay. At least I get this beautiful sunrise to ride into. So you know what, I'm okay with that. Yep, we're still chugging here, about 400-ish miles in. According to my phone, it says 38. Son of a bitch. Here we go. All right, 8:46 a.m. Finally made it to Holbrook, Arizona. So I'm within striking distance of the New Mexico border, which also means that I move a time zone over as well. So we push forward an hour, and it's been a very interesting sequence this last leg, mainly because of the temperatures. When I mentioned it was cold, it got even worse. And at one point, temperatures were dropping. I think the lowest temperature that I dealt with riding through on the way to Flagstaff was 31 degrees. I came within 10 miles of Flagstaff, and yeah, 31 degrees. I'm so grateful that I have my working Gerbings and that the cord problem was solved, at least temporarily. It's a high chance I'm probably going to try to find a resolution for the broken extension cord somewhere in Denver when I get up there. But otherwise everything's fine. It's about 55 degrees now, so it's actually manageable. And now the liner is just giving me more comfort than anything else. I mean, I'm used to riding, you know, in 55 degrees without a heated liner, but I'm noticing that it's definitely helping with my endurance, because it's one less thing I need to, my body needs to focus on, is keeping warm. So yeah, aside from that, you know, I basically, when sunrise hit and I was able to duck inside a McDonald's and get something hot to drink, and a little bit of breakfast that was a little more substantial than the snacks. And yeah, my next goal at this point is making my way toward Las Vegas, New Mexico, which is slightly up I-25. It's a little bit of a detour from Albuquerque. That is an intentional thing, because this entire trip I plan to hit both Las Vegas's, and we'll go from there. I think right now that puts me at about, let me see where I am right now. I'm about 353 miles right now from Las Vegas, New Mexico. So I gotta keep hauling here. I got another 5 hours of riding, and yeah, just gotta keep hauling here. I'm doing pacing about 140 to 160 miles per tank, just to keep it simple. So yeah, let's do it. Let's keep going, and you know, get across this dang country. Currently in Grants Pass, New Mexico. So that puts me approximately 200 miles from Las Vegas, New Mexico, which is my next stop, and I should be able to knock that out in one tank. So yeah, stopped here at one of these Mavericks, which is the company that I believe took over Come and Go, which had the awesome name, but it was so suggestive. But they're all called Mavericks now. Had a pretty good hot dog for lunch, bathroom break, all that stuff. New Mexico is pretty as usual. I did get sprinkled on a bit though, but as long as you kept moving, everything just kind of sailed over your head, so that was a good thing. Jacket liner's working great, and I just got information from one of my motorcycle friends in California about a solution for this replacement cord that I need for my gerbing stuff. And it turns out, and of course I didn't realize this, but the other RevZilla store location that I know of in other than Newport Beach, which is the one I normally go to, is in Denver. So looks like I might have some fun being able to go to the other RevZilla. It's an extra bonus in my plate there. I probably would call ahead and see if they have the gerbing stuff in stock, but I'm pretty sure they would. But yeah, aside from that, it's been pretty chill in terms of road conditions. And in terms of temperature, we've been kind of in the mid-60s right now, so it's a lot better. I think I'm confident enough to switch gloves and get out of my winter ones here, and I'm gonna go ahead and return to my regular all-purpose ones. So, because they're actually easier to open and close. These have an elastic cuff, you know, because they're designed to be waterproof. So these are kind of a pain in the ass to put on. So I'm gonna go switch gloves and then get back on the road, knock out these next 200 miles. Currently, in regards to the mileage count, I'm currently at about 704 or something like that. It's somewhere between 700 and 750 miles, which means that getting to New Mexico will be pretty close to knocking out the equivalent of a Saddle Sore 1000. But of course, I'm shooting for the 1500, so this is just a checkpoint. Making good time. Going to continue on here. So yep, it's man, I'll tell you, just realized I spent 13 hours on the road already. But that's part of the glamour of this whole thing, or lack thereof. Okay, it's currently 4 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and I am in very scenic Las Vegas, New Mexico, filling up gas. I am now 224 miles away from Amarillo, Texas, and approximate ETA for that will be about 8:30 Central Time. So I'll be getting there through the night. This ride isn't over yet. I've got ways to go, and well, I'm on the verge of making the 1,000 mark. So by the time I get over to Amarillo, it'll be close to about 1,300, and then we'll be able to finish off the 1,500 on the way to Kansas. So this part was kind of eventful. I ended up running into a storm and I got hailed on pretty badly. And yeah, it's not fun to get pelted with ice. I can just tell you that right now. Also, temperatures dropped to about 44 degrees while that was happening. So that wasn't sexy at all. I can say though that, and I'll do an entire spiel on this, but early May is not a very good time to be doing rides like this, unless you're prepared like I am. The other thing too is that I did make a phone call to RevZilla in Denver, and they have the parts I need to be able to fix up my heated gear. So I will be passing through their store tomorrow when I get to Denver. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna suit up and get going here, because I've got another 3 hours and 24 minutes minimum of riding time, and we're gonna burn this. But I'm still doing all right. I did stop at a rest stop and take about a 10-minute power nap break, and that's definitely helped a lot. And I'm glad I did, because it was right before I ran into that entire hailstorm, which then I just dropped the Beamer into rain mode and everything was fine. But yeah, getting hit by hail is not cool. So I'll report when I get to somewhere close to Amarillo, Texas. I'm in Amarillo, and it's 9:02 p.m. Central Time, and I'm at Buc-ee's. I finally made it to Buc-ee's, and finally able to use the restroom for the first time in probably about 500 miles. It was a pretty crazy route to get from Las Vegas, New Mexico to here, because there was this whole portion of taking New Mexico State Route 104 to get to the business loop of I-40 at Tucumcari, to then take I-40 for the entire slog to get over here. And while that was happening, there was a storm pattern that came over, and I got wet again, which I think may have also screwed up one of the USB cables for the phone. So I'm currently charging this phone with another backup cable, and then I'm going to try to find a solution inside of Buc-ee's while I'm here. There is a change of plans. So originally I was going to try to tag Kansas and Oklahoma on my way out of here, but looking at the time and how much time is needed to just get to Denver straight, which is about 6 hours, and by doing so I will still be within the window of a BunBurner 1500 Silver. I just have to get straight to Colorado. So the plan right now is I'm gonna go shopping. It's not a huge rush, but I definitely can't spend too much time. However, for tomorrow, since I'm going to be up in Denver, there's a Buc-ee's in Denver, so I can hit that again for second helpings. So I'm just glad that I finally made it here. It took me 21 hours with everything else going on. You know, this has definitely been one of the most trying in regards to obstacles and alternate routes and weather and everything else that goes with it. There's something wrong with that guy's car. So I'm gonna chill for a bit and go from there. So yep, made the goal. Now to enjoy it and have some dinner before I jump back on the bike and head out toward Denver via, I believe it's US 87 and I-25. Ride stop video before the final stop to close out this BunBurner 1500. It is 12:58 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and I am in Rincon, New Mexico, 207 miles away from Denver. And I will say that this last part was a doozy. I just did 214 miles straight in absolute pitch black darkness, and limping for the last 27 miles because the city prior to Rincon was supposed to have a gas station, and it was lit up, but it wasn't accepting any card payments. So, and nobody was around. So I basically had to run the last 27 miles here to Rincon, which thankfully is open due to the fact that it is right at the intersection of I-25 and the US highway that I was on for the longest time, which I think was US 87 or 67 or whatever it is. But anyway, that was messed up. I basically had to limp here running 55 miles an hour for the 27 miles to make sure that I had enough gas to even roll in. Fortunately, I made it. It seems like every time I do one of these trips, I have some sort of pucker factor. That was my pucker factor. Thank goodness it's the last one, because aside from freezing my butt off and everything else going on, yeah, it's been a doozy of a trip. I'll tell you, this one's been pretty challenging. I'm only about 140 miles short of reaching the 1500 goal, so I'm going to ride until I am close to the 140, and then I'm going to fill up at a gas station and close this sucker out. But based on my time allotment, it looks like I am well within range of BunBurner Silver 1500 status. So hey, cool, we did it, and I got the Buc-ee's, and I'm going to at least get a place where I can have a hot shower and sleep for a few hours. Okay, 3:36 a.m. here in somewhere in Colorado, I forget. It has been a very long 28 hours on the road, and I have exactly 70 miles left to get to Denver, but I had to stop here for one last gas up and also to finalize the ride by making the end dated business receipt, and it's over. 1,508 miles, and almost every destination I wanted to hit, with the exceptions of Kansas and Oklahoma. They were just too far out of the way, so we're just going to have to rain check those for later. But yeah, made it. You know, you can tell I'm pretty exhausted. I'm going to be checking into my hotel room at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm basically just getting a shower and maybe a nap at this point. But it's all good. You know, that's all part of the adventure, and this is what happens when you know, you're trying to cram a lot into a very, very short period of time. But my only line of official business, well, my only 2 lines of official business for tomorrow, make it 3, is number 1 is to resolve the heated gear issue, which I'm just going to go visit the Revzilla in Denver. Number 2 is to go to IKEA, because I said I was going to. And number 3 is to make it all the way to Beaver, Utah, which I believe is about 500 miles, 480, 500 miles from where I'm starting from. And that's about it. Those are the only duties I have for Friday. And I think it's going to be okay after that. Optional fun, the other Buc-ee's. That's here in Colorado. That's optional fun. But it might become fun because there are some other foods that I would like to try. Because I did have the chance to try the shaved brisket sandwich, and it was pretty dang good. So, yeah. Let's get on the road and finish this, because it's frickin' freezing. I've been pretty much riding in temperatures ranging from low 30s to 42 degrees, and it hasn't been very pleasurable, believe me. I just need to get to my destination. So 70 more miles with this. It's cold enough to where my heated grips don't worth a shit. So that's kind of where I am. Yeah, made it. So let's go home.